What's good, everybody? We're back for another episode of Top 5 Live, episode 43. Um, as you can
Danny,
see at
you
the
watching
top,
TV?
I don't
Danny,
know
are
what
you
we're
watching
doing.
TV?
Nah, Tiano's on the phone. I ain't watching TV.
Um,
It's been having family dinner or doing a podcast.
hey, look, we was on CP time tonight. That's my fault. I had to get things situated, trying to get some food because I was running up and down the road. Had to go vote and take care of some personal stuff.
Voting is important.
Yeah, and take care of my little man. That's not here nor there. We appreciate y'all being back with us again. I
Danny,
actually am out of I'm actually out of Facebook jail, but I don't know if I could reconnect things. I don't know if I could reconnect things while I'm on the show. I'm gonna try to though. Like once we get things kicked up.
that don't sound like a good idea. But,
I
I can
mean, I'm
check it
not.
out.
Listen, bro. I'm adventurous today. Okay, it's been a long day.
Just set it up for
Uh,
next week.
I'll think about it. So this week we're doing the top 5 rap albums. I want to make sure that I give this disclaimer once again for everybody that does not normally watch the show. So we're doing the best list for us on this show, Top 5 Live. If we tell you we're doing a best list, that is a cross in between the greatest and our favorites. The big rule is that you cannot put some on your list that you have not actually watched, listened to, experienced, whatever it is we're talking about for that week. So,
Like
like,
Morgan's doing.
no, that's inaccurate. That is completely
Wait,
inaccurate.
what'd you say, Danny? I missed it.
He said like Morgan be doing, which is inaccurate.
Danny be doing it too. So I don't know. Danny, please
I've
don't. Please
never
don't.
put something on my list that I didn't watch.
That's a
Never,
lie.
ever.
You want to try that again?
Yeah, who wants
sure
to
you want to take that one back?
Yeah.
Besides that one time,
Then don't sit here and say that you didn't do it.
Besides,
You
I watched
literally
it in
doubled
my
down on
dreams.
it.
I watched it in my dreams. That's close enough.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
a lot
okay.
of
Well,
stuff I watch in my
all
dreams
the
that
time you
don't
want to
count.
penalize me, it happened in my dreams too. How about that?
I'm the only man on here with integrity. That's all right.
That's also a lie. So again, when we say best, that means it's a cross in between the greatest and our favorites, and it has to be something that we've actually experienced in some way. So since this is rap albums, it has to be albums that we've actually listened to front to back, and it also needs to be have some criteria to it for it to be great. You know what I'm saying? Like for it to be acknowledged accolades,
We
record
did it.
sales. Things of that
We really did. We did. We had to do all that because we never said any of this. I just want you to say. I just want to point out.
Every
No, you
now
did.
and again, I need to
No,
reset the room so everybody
no.
understands what we mean when
Then
we say
you
best.
should have reset the room in the pot in the chat. You ain't
Y'all
reset
know
the
we
room,
just
man.
be coming on
You
here.
already know. You know what I'm resetting it for you for.
Y'all know we just be coming on here making up rules every
Thank
week.
you, thank you, thank you,
This
thank
ain't
you.
making up rules.
Thank you, thank
we
you.
said it's the best list.
Yeah, that's about the
Okay.
only piece of criteria we have is the
But
word
we know
best.
what best means.
Do we?
Do we know?
If,
I've
I
literally
don't,
said
I
this
don't
on-
think we do.
Bro, I've said this on the show so
I
many
don't
times.
think we
bro.
do.
Y'all,
I don't think
I
we
think-
do, man.
I think I know. I think we
How?
know what best means. We always disagree on greatest. Like
Nah, we
Exactly.
disagree. The whole point of the show
we
is that we
disagree on
disagree on
greatest,
best. The whole point of the show is we disagree on best.
because best is more subjective. Because I know my list tonight has got 4 that y'all probably ain't even
Oh my God,
That's
ain't
not
even think
abnormal.
about.
this man
That's
gonna
not
have
abnormal.
Vanilla Ice, Teenage
No.
Mutant Ninja Turtle soundtrack.
He's
Don't
gonna have
disrespect. Don't disrespect. Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go. Don't
He
disrespect.
gonna have what's the name from Informer? Snow. He got Snow.
He gonna have Dear Silas. He might have Andy. He might have Andy Mineo.
Hey,
He gonna have,
Mineo got skills. He ain't got no great albums though.
What's
he-
old boy that won
okay.
Grammys? The white boy that won all them Grammys.
Macklemore.
Macklemore. He got Macklemore.
You better not have Macklemore on that
He
list.
gonna have Macklemore on you. If you do,
better not.
that might be the end of this friendship right there.
I swear to man. All right. So, in the other things we're going to talk about, I'm going to wait to get the.
You want to talk about the Suns? and that atrocious this. We can talk about
We,
the
yeah,
Suns.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about
Let's start light. Let's
Like,
start light. Yo, go ahead. Whoever want to go with the Suns first.
I would like to say that I never believed in Chris Paul in the first place. I don't like Pat Bev, Pat, as a human being, but I like that he's an honest person.
dang.
I don't think
Dang.
because
What
the way
has Pat Bev
on
done to you?
he acts like y'all saw KD tweeted that he walking around acting like he popped. Like,
I mean,
dude,
he's a dude, but I understand like his mentality. He's a dude I think he was undrafted. He played overseas. He worked really hard to get to the league. So like you got to have that like mentality when you go that route. So like I understand it, but he ain't. I mean, it's not like he's a bad dude. I don't think he's a bad guy at all as a person.
nah, I just don't like his. But Morgan knows how. Like, I didn't never really like Russ. It's just a certain type of player that just rubs me the wrong way.
What's wrong with
like,
Russ?
I don't question. I never questioned Russ's passion on the court. Like, they have a lot of passion, but there's just something about the way their brashness. It just rubs me the wrong
You mean
way.
like LeBron, like brash?
LeBron
Like
is
LeBron.
not brash. No, sir. LeBron is one of the most humble dudes on the planet.
The same man that calls himself the Wash King.
He literally said he's the GOAT.
He calls himself the GOAT.
Humbly,
He said he's the GOAT.
He said
He
he
said
felt
he's
like
the
he
GOAT.
was the GOAT. He said that in that moment he felt like he was the GOAT. It's a direct quote from the show.
That man.
Okay, did he not come in the league referring to himself as King James? Did that man not refer to himself as King James before he won a championship?
After everybody else in the world had done it already?
No. He was calling them. They were calling him King James, and he was using that. He was using it.
Yeah, they were calling him King James.
Right when he was in high school.
I'm just gonna. I want to hear him make this case.
I'm not talking about.
That's crazy, dude. Don't every basketball every basketball player is brash, dude.
I like confidence, but there's a difference between confidence and overconfidence. Like
telling everybody he gonna win not one, not two, not three.
And I didn't like that.
And I didn't like that. Not five. Why?
I agree with you. I didn't like that.
I don't understand it though. Like, you don't have that mentality as an artist right now, as an entrepreneur. You don't have that confidence.
I'm not gonna come out my mouth and say that I'm bigger and better than everybody else. You know, even though I might feel that way sometimes, I might feel like my stuff is better than everybody else's, but I'm not going to.
When does Russell Westbrook ever say? I mean, Pat Beverly, yeah, but when has Russell Westbrook ever said that?
Well, Russell Westbrook is a different combination of things, but Pat Beverly is specifically that. But anyway,
that's what I'm saying though. I don't have a problem with it. It's sports, man.
But
you gotta amp yourself up, dude.
Stephen A. Smith made a good point though. Like the way that he was talking about Chris Paul, right? But he's got all this love in the world for James Harden, who's going to do the same thing, right? James Harden gets all the praise. He's got all these praise and accolades for all these years, triple-double seasons, all this stuff. And then now that he's fallen off and he lost a step, he didn't score in the last 2 quarters of the final of the closeout game. People are saying, "Oh, you might not be worth that Supermax deal that you want." And Pat Beverly ain't got nothing to say about that, but he's coming at Chris Paul because he got a personal vendetta. He's got a personal history with Chris Paul. So, and I understand, his vendetta with Chris Paul because, Chris Paul got this clean, this he acts all nonchalant, but on the court he almost a dirty player. He almost is dirty on the court.
I've never seen Chris Paul as clean ever.
I was about to say, no, he talk about off the court.
Off the court. Like he got this
off the court. He does. He has a very, he got the State Farm commercials.
Yeah.
And he's a player rep and all that. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I understand what Stephen A was talking about when he was talking about the Supermax. He was saying James Harden hasn't. He's talking about James Harden. He hasn't produced at a level that you should be getting a Supermax for, especially and then they made the point that only 3 or 4 players have ever gotten the 2 Supermax deals. And it was Dame, Steph, and I forgot who the other one was, but 2 out of 3 of them fell off. I mean, Dame got injured, but still, like, that's a lot of money to be giving a dude that don't get himself in the shape every year, and apparently still dealing with a hamstring from like last year.
Yeah,
and will literally stop playing in the middle of the season because he don't like playing somewhere.
Right.
Yep.
Done it multiple times.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
I can understand like them not wanting to give him, but Pat Beverly, I don't have a problem with what he is. Like, it's annoying if he's not on your team, but if he's on your team, you root for. It's like Marcus Smart. Like, Marcus Smart can be an irritant to other
Draymond Green.
Other team. Draymond Green. The difference between Marcus Smart and Patrick Beverly is Marcus Smart don't really talk that much off the court, but him and Pat Beverly do the same thing. Same thing as Draymond. Draymond and Pat Beverly, they cut from the same club. Like,
I haven't watched Marcus Smart as closely for as long, but
I'm telling you, PJ Tucker, they all the same dudes. Heavily defense.
Bulldogs.
But Smart and PJ Tucker, they not talkers off the court like Draymond and Patrick Beverly. Like, Patrick Beverly and Draymond, they talk all day. I just didn't what I didn't like about what Patrick Beverly was saying is, like, I don't have a problem when they were like talking about the series and how he played in the series. But when he was talking about Chris Paul, it was clearly like personal. You know what I mean? Like, he clearly had a personal thing against him. And so
he kept going back to him whether he was talking about it or not. Like, he was gonna find a way to say something bad about it.
That's what I'm saying.
He called that dude a cone earlier. And I said, bro, what?
It's like, dude, come on, man. Like,
he said, I know we're talking about hockey right now, but one more thing about Chris Paul.
This nigga said a cone. He said,
that's what I'm saying. So, like, his perspective, even when he was giving good analysis, it was always tinged with like personal hate,
a little bit of hatred,
And you just like, and it, like, to me, it's just like, all right, man, you talking trash now, but you just got roasted by Ja Morant like a week, like 2 weeks ago, like
destroyed.
A little bit of humility, just a little bit.
Didn't have it. I mean, the Timberwolves did not have the. I mean, they had a good
Chris
team.
Paul put 40 on them last year.
Yeah, right. I mean, they didn't have a team to do, but at the same time, they didn't.
Grizzlies could have won it. Could have won it this year. If
Ja had been
didn't get hurt,
definitely had a shot.
They could have beat the Warriors. They absolutely could have beat the Warriors.
When we was in Baltimore, they're young. They're a young team and they're fiery and they don't care who they play. But that continuity of the Warriors is going to take them a long way.
I don't think it mattered.
If Ja had been playing, I mean, they still went to 7.
No, I went 6.
I went 6.
Oh, and the only reason they didn't go 7 is because Ja Morant missed that layup.
Yeah. It was still a great series, and Ja Morant was hurt for 2 games?
Yeah.
So
and then they blew the doors off them. They blew the doors off the Warriors without Morant. Like, they really took
that was a beating of epic proportion.
They beat the brakes off them. Yeah, but I think with Ja there, they would have been fine.
They worked in the Suns. The Suns beat down was the worst. That crap was terrible. Like, that crap was terrible. Like how,
bro, they couldn't hit a shot in the first half.
That crap was like the worst beating I've seen in a long time.
Devin Booker I don't know what happened. Devin Booker wasn't hurt. What happened to him?
Especially because it's game
7.
1. I mean game 7, bro. Like, it's game 7 with everything on the line
at home.
I mean, you choke to this level in front of your home fans. I've never seen anything more embarrassing in sports that I can think of. That crap was terrible.
I'm gonna need a memorial, whatever. I'm pronouncing it right now. I'm mispronouncing it right now. But on here, Devin Booker. See, to me, because I remember having this conversation about him and Jason Tatum, and like Jason Tatum and Ja Morant, and like them dudes to me is on a different level than Booker. Like, Booker got to step up his defense if he want to be in that next level.
Booker just took
and his clutchness. Like,
we still know Booker's good, but he he just got
This is the
smacked.
second game 7 that he didn't play well in.
Yeah, he just got smacked in the mouth for his reputation, brother. Like he just got hit hard. You know what I'm saying? So and there's no immediately recovering from it either. Because I mean that's one of the worst beatdowns to play out. You know the worst part about it was the fact that Luka was cooking them with shooter 3 and then literally staring them down with them.
He laughed. He wasn't even mean mugging. He was laughing at him.
He was literally staring them down with the mean mug and everything, bro. Like he literally hit a 3. That 3 he hit on Cam Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Well, Cam fell on the ground. He pushed him down, stepped back and hit the 3. He literally stood there, looked at the crowd and the bench like, and then ran back down the court. If somebody does that to me, we about to fight or something.
He was picking people out. He's like, all right, I'm gonna cook you.
Yeah, he cooked everything. But you know what? I told people last year, the year before last, that Luka, you know, when I decided like I knew Luka was a boss before, but when I decided this dude is next level boss is when he cooked PG and Kawhi. When they played the Clippers and he was giving both of them work, I said that is when I was like, oh, it didn't matter who guarded him. He cooked whoever guarded him, and I was like, I ain't never seen this before.
I ain't never seen top 5 in the league.
Huh?
You think he's top 5? He's a top 5 player?
Offensively, yes. Without question.
Top 5 player. Top 5 player. Is he in your top 5 player? Top 5 players right now?
He's a liability on defensive end, bro. So I can't put.
Because there's 3 dudes right now that immediately.
I can't put. Him I don't know if I could put him.
LeBron, Giannis, KD. That's 3 right there.
Yeah.
Now, Joel Embiid.
Yeah. Jokic.
That's 5. Even though I don't think Jokic should have got the MVP this year, but
Tatum.
I think Tatum top 10.
Tatum just showed himself to be on the level that we need.
You don't think Tatum is top 10?
Not top. I mean, he might be top 10, not top 5.
No, he ain't top 5.
Tatum made KD look like he was old, bro.
He is technically.
He only like 30.
He ain't never looked. He ain't looked. I ain't seen anybody. He was guarding him 1-on-1 and doing his thing, bro. Like KD is one of the greatest scorers ever played the game. Arguably
33. He ain't old, man. Come on. Man.
I mean,
I thought it was 35.
That crap was super impressive.
I just googled it.
That crap is super impressive. Luka on offense is he's a force, bro. I have not seen anything that when he was cooking Kawhi and PG, both healthy. Kawhi, PG, Pat Bev, it didn't matter who guarded him. And he's second all time. Now I know he's only 4 years in, but playoff points per game, he's second all time right now. It's still early. It's still early, but what the numbers he's putting up are insane.
He ain't top 10 for you?
He ain't. In the NBA, yeah, he's top 10.
Okay, because you keep shaking your head like.
I'm saying that I've heard that stat, the playoff points per game, and what he's played 18 playoff games. Like I'm not.
No, he's going, but in my opinion,
that's that Nick Wright. Nick Wright loves that stat.
But in my opinion, he's 23. He's 23 years old, bro.
Yeah, I mean
he's putting up Jordan numbers at the moment in the playoffs, bro. That's kind of freaking ridiculous.
And again, and I don't mean to keep going back to this, but the players today are just better. Okay, first of all, second of all, the international players are on another level than they were back in the 80s and 90s. Okay, so these dudes are getting these fundamentals. They know the analytics. It's like Rocky. What was it? Rocky 4. These jokers got the training from the day they was born, grow up, and like, okay, this is how to play the game of basketball, and they taking it to the max, bro. And
Rocky was old school. He still beat him, right?
I was gonna say that's a terrible example.
That
was a terrible analogy.
That was a movie. There's no way in real life.
You brought up the analogy.
As I've said before, if Michael Jordan played in this league here.
In real life, Rocky would have died.
All right, real talk. Okay,
Rocky would have died in the ring.
In this league right here.
Hold on.
No shot.
Do you think? Okay, Do you think Luka would be putting up the same numbers back then?
What the different? I'm saying that
I do.
The same numbers.
I
think
think
he might.
Did.
I don't. Yeah, Larry. I'm sorry, dude. Larry's better than Luka. I don't care. He's taller. He plays defense better. Larry's better than Luka. He's a better defensive player than Luka.
I give you
Luka don't play defense, dude. They be looking for him.
Yeah, but it's not like Larry was a beast on defense.
I didn't say he was a beast.
I think
Larry, he was a
Larry's
beast.
Larry's a better passer. Larry's a better passer. He's a better shooter. I don't know if I would give him
He's better defensively than he's definitely better defensively than Luka. Luka, I'm telling you, dude, they searched Luka out, man.
I'm just saying Larry wasn't a great
defender. We're gonna see it this series, man, because I know Steph ain't going back down. Steph and Clay ain't going back down on
and they both can get cooked. It don't make a difference.
Clay ain't cook Luka. What?
Yeah, Clay ain't going back down. Steph is not a
Clay is not.
You said Clay going back down?
No,
I said
Clay's not
going
cooking anybody.
No. Steph would though. Steph could.
Steph definitely cooked. They all Jordan Poole, like all of them jokers on the
Jordan's gonna cook somebody.
Like this dude, like Luka gets a lot of help defensively. Yeah. Like they literally help him. They have to help.
They're a pretty good defensive team, though.
But they have to be.
My point being is that he needs help. Like just like you made the point about Tatum and Durant. Like Tatum took Durant, squared him up, and locked him down.
Yeah, in key moments though. Like, but team defense.
That wasn't even just key moments, dude. He was locking him down.
Yeah, let him play great defense. Okay, dude.
Almost the whole game.
He's guarding him the whole game, but defense.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like Luka, if you put Luka 1-on-1 with somebody, that's a mismatch. That's a mismatch.
Yeah, no question. Luka's a defensive liability.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if you can't say the same for like Larry Bird. Like Larry Bird wasn't getting cooked by people.
It was a different kind of defense, man.
That's what I said. That's why I'm asking you. If you put Luka back then with a different, more physical type of defense,
still cooking him.
Okay.
He's not a small guy.
I didn't say he was small. I didn't say he was a small guy.
And he's not a punk either.
No, he's not a punk. No. It's not about him being a punk.
It's no reason why he can't do the same thing.
It's not about a mentality thing, though. I'm just talking purely from a physicality standpoint.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't see any reason why he couldn't do the same thing in that league. Like, because they're gonna body him more. So it wouldn't make a difference.
I disagree. I don't think he's going to be as prolific. But I think anybody from most of the people from this era, if you put them back then, where you can't be as physical, I think would struggle. Like to me, there's probably
you can be more physical.
Huh?
You mean where you can be more physical?
Yes, where you can back then. Like LeBron, if you put LeBron back then, I don't think LeBron's gonna have any issue. Like he'll still be LeBron. He ain't gonna get as many fouls called on him, but he's still gonna be LeBron. You know, you put Giannis back then. Regardless. Giannis is gonna be a monster. Giannis back then would have been ridiculous.
Giannis, yeah, that dude's it don't matter what league challenge, a beast. I mean, Giannis is there's no prototype for Giannis, bro. Like that guy, Giannis is the problem.
If Giannis get a mid-range game, like a consistent one, or if he consistently gets a mid-range game, it's over for everybody.
It's already over, but it'd be worse. I used to say the same thing about LeBron. I was like, if LeBron ever starts hitting a 3-pointer consistently, cut it out. It's over. You know what I'm saying? And later into his career, he started being money from 3, and I'm like, oh, buddy, Lee's in trouble.
Giannis was busting every Celtics player. He was busting every one of them down.
I think it's harder to stop Giannis I think it's harder to stop Giannis to the basket than it is LeBron, to be honest with you, bro. Like Giannis is
it absolutely is.
Giannis is an issue.
To me, it's about the same. Although I think it's harder for them to officiate Giannis because it's like he's so big and strong.
Giannis running over folks, though.
That's what I'm saying. He's so big and strong. Like you can't call charge for him every time.
Giannis is not looking to pass when he's going to the hole. He's going to the basket. LeBron is looking for options. He will pass it off, but only if literally the whole team is there to stop him.
No, dude, I just watched the whole series of him like driving and kicking.
Yeah,
he'll kick it. He'll stop though if dudes ain't hitting shots.
Yeah, then he just gonna
Like
try
if
and
dudes
bang
start
their
hitting
head.
shots, then he's just gonna try and take on it on his own.
You don't want to hit your ass? Okay.
Yeah. But I mean that the Suns, I don't know, man. DeAndre Ayton now, he wants out, or they don't want to pay him. Chris Paul only
they benched him halfway through the game or something like that.
Yeah.
Monty Williams said it was internal. When they asked Monty what happened, he said it was internal. That was all he said. So
I think
I don't know what that means.
between that, Chris Paul getting older, I think this was their shot this year. This was their last shot.
Yeah, it's over.
Because the West is going to get real difficult.
I would love to see. You know what? I was going to say I love to see Ayton go to. I just want Dame to get some help. They got rid of McCollum. They just need some defensive help. Like they need some defensive. They need somebody with some attitude, like PJ Tucker. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can. Aminu was that for them.
They need a scoring forward. That's what they need. To me, in my opinion, it's hard for a team to win a championship when your point guard is your dominant scorer.
That's for sure. That's a fact.
It's really tough. Like I can't remember the last one outside of the Warriors.
Isaiah.
That one Warriors. Yeah. But even that's years ago. Years ago. But Magic wasn't. But Magic had what's his name though? Kareem. Magic had Kareem though, so like he didn't have to.
Yeah, he wasn't a primary scorer.
Yeah, he wasn't I'm talking about like I'm very curious to see how far Dallas goes because it's pretty much Luka. I mean, Jalen Brunson, yeah, sure, but it's pretty much Luka or bust.
100%.
If Luka don't score, they don't win.
But I mean, that's any team with a star though. Like you know, what I mean, with a superstar. Like, they talked about it. They were talking about that on the show. I was listening to First Take on the road, and I mean, that's the case. Anybody, like I've said this
right,
before,
but I'm saying it's harder with a point guard because a lot of times you have like teams they stand around and watch the point guard just dribble. You know what I'm saying?
And Luka's ball dominant. But I mean, if all Luka needs is a true number two, like Porzingis was supposed to be that for him, but he couldn't stay healthy. If Luke, I don't care who the player is. If Luka gets a wingman that can drop 20 plus a game, not talking about Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm talking about you know what I mean, like another star.
What's up, Kenji?
What up,
Kenji ready for the top 5? Are you ready? Y'all had enough of a First Take top 5 live.
But yeah, quickly before we get to the list, the Buffalo shooting, huh?
Wagwan. I think you messed up our algorithm putting that in the title. You put that in the title. You know Facebook ain't having that.
What's you talking about?
Putting the Buffalo shooting. You talk about that.
Putting the white supremacist comment thing in the title.
That's not in the restream joint. It's only in the caption here.
Yeah.
How about we could talk about that after because that's not something I want to like offhandedly discuss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to rush through it. I want to rush through it. I want to get the fun stuff out in it because that's gonna make me angry.
We should have had BJ. We should have had BJ on this week because he's BJ's a rapper. Y'all know that, right?
BJ, man, give him the link, man. BJ want to come on? You got top 5 list? Top 5 real quick.
I see. That's what. See, this list is going to be.
Who's going first?
I think I went first last week. I'm not sure though.
What was last week? Last week was martial arts. Last week, you can't go martial arts. We had guests last week.
I went last. I know I went last week, so I'll go first.
I'm about to say I can look at the poll.
All right, here we go. Oh man, y'all ready? Y'all ready for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles soundtrack?
Oh boy, I don't even want to say nothing because I don't know.
Y'all ready?
Nah, my list is good.
Y'all ready for Snow Informer?
It's not quirky. It's not quirky like my list normally are. This is a legit top 5.
Y'all ready for DJ Khaled's greatest hits?
DJ Khaled.
I really don't know what to expect. So
man, go ahead, man.
I didn't type them. I didn't type mine up. So Morgan, if you got a second.
I got it.
All right. So top 5 rap albums. All right. I listened to. First of all, I didn't start listening to rap until high school. Okay. So, my list is all stuff since probably 90 and after. I don't know. Okay.
Man, would you say your list?
Nah, I gotta preface this.
Bro, somebody said Frozen.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen.
That's gotta be Kyron, bro. It's got to be Kyron. That is so disrespectful.
Why you playing Frozen? The Hamilton soundtrack though?
If you put that on,
you say the Hamilton soundtrack, you're done. This is it.
Why you playing around?
No. Real talk. If you say that, I'm taking your picture down off the logo.
Alexander Hamilton.
I'm erase it forever.
Dang,
Go ahead.
That was Ramani said that drastic stuff. That's terrible.
Nah, man, because y'all be having people playing me like my list don't be making sense.
We don't have nobody.
You don't have to do that,
sir.
Nah, y'all been doing it.
You do a great job of doing that yourself.
Hey, this ain't a bad joint, right? But go ahead, Daddy. I'm not trying to.
Go ahead, man.
All right. So number 5. There's no way my top 5 list was not gonna have DMX on it. To me,
which one?
It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Okay.
DMX is Dark and Hell is Hot, and I liked the other album with Slipping on it, but as an album as a whole, it's Dark and Hell is Hot is the better album.
Oh no, that's a banger.
Yeah. Number 4, again, because I grew up not listening to music, this artist got me into rap, and he was the best thing I'd ever heard for a long time, and he's still one of the GOATs. He's still one of the GOATs.
Eminem,
Marshall Mathers, Eminem Show.
Oh my God,
the Eminem Show. There's some really good tracks on there that are introspective. A lot of people say Eminem doesn't do introspective stuff, but Sing for the Moment, bruh. That song right there made me was like, yo, this dude is talking about some real life stuff. You know, how the culture reflects music, you know. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Number 3, this one will probably make everybody's list. Life After Death. Just the whole movement around it, bro. Come on. The top 2 for me are my 2 current favorite rappers, and I believe the two of the best musicians out there, like people who storytellers as rappers go. Number 2, KOD, J. Cole. Number 1, To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick. Those are the best rap albums of
which one you pay for? To Pimp a Butterfly.
To Pimp a Butterfly, yeah. There is no better experience as a rap fan than listening to the story that Kendrick told on To Pimp a Butterfly, and the surprise at the end of the album. What you think Kendrick has made a better album than To Pimp a Butterfly?
I think other people have made better albums than.
Oh my God!
Whoa! Don't be disrespectful.
I said other people. I said other people.
I thought you said 100 people.
No, I said other people. I said other people.
No, have y'all listened to it?
Go ahead. Who's going next?
Bro, y'all,
you can go.
Am I going next?
KOD number 2 is crazy.
KOD is a whole story.
KOD isn't even his best album.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna go.
It's his best album. It's his best album. It doesn't have the biggest hits on it, but it's his best album.
All Season's better.
You're wrong. As an album? No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not a cohesive. It's not a. The Off Season is the 10 tracks that got nothing to do with each other.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I want to hear y'all list.
Congratulations. He said congratulations.
I'm saving congratulations. When I pull that out again, it's gonna be for good reason.
I want to hear y'all.
All right.
I got one on mine that's gonna cause arguments.
So you know my list is always gonna cause arguments. All right, so this is my list. It really hurt me to not have a certain group on there, but I'll tell them. I'll put that out later. But I have to.
The Fugees.
I wanted to. I really did, but not that.
Go ahead.
All right, number 5. Honestly, this to me is one of the best hip hop albums of all time. Like, and I mean, no skips, none.
I probably. Go ahead.
College Dropout, Kanye West, no skips.
Number 5.
Number 5.
That's disrespectful.
Number 4.
That's so disrespectful.
Did he
number
write,
4.
Did he write
number
that
4. Out? Oh, hush! I'll let you talk about To Pimp a Butterfly, man.
No, you didn't.
I'll let you talk about it.
I mean,
I ain't say nothing.
On it too.
No, you didn't.
Number 4. I gotta do The Chronic by Dr. Dre. Honestly, there are way too many hits off that one, but whatever. Number 3. Number 3, I gotta go Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z. Gotta go Reasonable Doubt. Number 2, Ready to Die, Biggie Smalls. Is better to me. It's a better album than Life After Death. You got Juicy, Big Papa, Warning, One More Chance, Give Me the Loot, Me and My, The What, Who Shot You, all that. And then number 1, come on, man. Nas, Illmatic, man. Oh, you skipping Workout Plan? You crazy? You crazy, BJ?
Definitely skipping.
You crazy, dude? Ain't nobody talking about no J. Cole. None of J. Cole's albums are in my top 5, and they never will be. Bro.
All of those.
I'm not even responding to that.
Number 1 was Nas, Illmatic.
What did you? All right. Y'all already slandering me in the comments already. What is the appeal of Illmatic today?
Illmatic is literally a seminal piece of work, dude. Like you can put it on that. You can put it on at any time, and it's still rock.
It's a classic. I put it on. Yes. I put it on this past week, and I
give Illmatic. Let me do my list first before I go in.
Because I put it on this week and trying to prepare for this show, and I was like, nah, I'm not really feeling it right now. In 2020,
you got Eminem on your damn list. I'm just saying.
Because the Eminem is still relevant today.
Okay.
Like I said, I got my controversial.
Go ahead, do your list. Do your list, dude.
I'm ready for the smoke. Let's go. All right. So, number 5, Outkast. Speak About. I can't even put. I'm putting
honestly though, real talk. Outkast was the one that I struggled on because I wanted to put Aquemini in.
I wanted to put Stankonia on. I was going to put Stankonia on instead of.
Speakerbox Love Below is not better than Aquemini. It's not.
It's not better than what?
Aquemini.
I feel like.
Thank you, BJ.
Aquemini and.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. See, the comment section.
Not me trying to listen to it. It's not. But, I can't put Javon. I think Aquemini or Stankonia is going to be.
I don't even think Stankonia, man. I mean, Stankonia might be number 2, but even Stankonia. What's the one after? I will put the one before Aquemini on there.
Other playlistic.
No. The AT-Aliens.
OT-Aliens. Oh yeah.
I put AT-Aliens before I put Aquemini. I mean, before I put Stankonia.
The reason I didn't put those is only.
I agree, Kenji.
The only reason I didn't put those on is hold on, I'm trying to type it all out.
Don't just tell us and then type.
The only reason I didn't
write your dissertation.
Put that on there is because of because we're doing ones that we've listened to all the way through, and I have not listened to Stankonia or Aquemini. I have not listened to them all the way through as full albums. You know what I'm saying? So I've only listened to like the best songs off of them. I haven't listened to the whole album.
You need to go listen to that
right now. Love Below was in my age range. It was in my genre when I was growing up, so I heard all of those songs. I listened to those albums. So
Brian,
I just tell y'all the truth.
That's a seminal tweet, Brian. That can go for any show. Man.
Number four, Kendrick Lamar, Damn. And I had that higher than this because that's one of my favorite albums of all time. But the thing I was struggling with was this new album that he dropped. The more that I listened to that crap, I'm like, bruh, this joint is.
Why do you put Damn over To Pimp a Butterfly?
When I tried to listen to Pimp a Butterfly more than once, I didn't get into it. I didn't get into it. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't know.
Honestly, I'll be real with you. I don't really get into Kendrick Lamar. Like I try. I really have tried. My friends have been like, "Yo, try this," and like I'm just he doesn't vibe with me. But I mean, it is what it is. Like that happens. Goody.
Number 3, the Jay-Z Blueprint. I know Reasonable Doubt is put up on people's list a lot, but for me personally, Blueprint is still one I go back to. I can listen to it from front to back, no skips.
I put Hard Knock Life over Blueprint.
That's you.
I like Black Album. I think the Black Album is my favorite Jay-Z album, but y'all know I'm not a huge Jay-Z fan. So,
like I said, I mean, that's
I didn't know that. Why don't you like Jay-Z?
Jay-Z, I mean, just like a lot of rappers rapped about stuff that I ain't have no business knowing about or thinking about, and Jay-Z was one of those. I was like, I can't empathize with Jay-Z. I mean, he's got skills as a rapper, but I couldn't get into the stories he was telling. So,
you just put Big on your list though.
But Big to me is such a good storyteller that he can make you feel. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, I can feel. I can't feel H to the Izzo. It's different to me.
You got DMX on your list. You got DMX. Timeout.
DMX played on every album. DMX is Dark and Hell is Hot is about a good person with dark intentions, like a person who grew up. I grew up in the hood, man. Like I grew up in Candor, North Carolina, bro. There's people out here dying. My dad was in prison for the first 8 years of my life. DMX,
so you can understand. You can't
say Candor and don't do that.
You can understand DMX.
Go, you'll see. You'll understand.
I don't know Candors. I don't know, but
I mean, not a good person, but I'm saying like a person who wants to be good but has darkness all around them. Like those are things that I can feel when DMX says them, and in his inflections in his voice tell the story. DMX is not a better rapper than Jay-Z by any way, but the story that he tells and the cohesiveness of the album to put songs like Damien and like it's y'all been eating long enough now. Stop being great. Like it's bruh.
Okay, all right. I don't agree, but whatever.
So the Blueprint is number 3 for me because number 1 for Anthem. Again, I can play that album for the rest of my life with no skips and just listen to it and go back to all of the moments. I'm like football games, college, I could bump that whole joint. Takeover, Song Cry, Heart of the City. Like it's got numerous hits. Renegade and
still ain't better than
age-old debate about whether he got washed from his own album or not. I mean, that I don't know. That for me, that's my favorite. That's my favorite Jay-Z album. It's between that and the Black Album as my favorites. Reasonable Doubt.
Which album are you talking about, Kenji? Are you talking about DMX or Reasonable Doubt?
He's talking about DMX, I think.
Talking about DMX, okay.
Number 2. Here's the controversial one: The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Oh,
that's not controversial.
That's not controversial. That's a great.
It's a good album, but honestly, I'll tell you why. I know why you. Go ahead. I know what you're gonna say.
The reason that I felt like it may be controversial is because some people might not categorize it as hip hop. That's why I asked earlier if it's hip hop. I
knew exactly who you were talking about. Like I knew the minute you asked me, I was like, he gonna put Lauryn Hill on his.
Hey,
I thought he was talking
You
about
know
Drake.
what, though?
That album is a far-reaching, barrier-breaking masterpiece. So
I almost put Super Duper Fly by Missy Elliott on my list.
Missy Elliott,
that would
bro.
have been a good pick.
I almost put it.
Because
I struggle with that, man.
I originally had
that got hits after like it no skips on that album.
I originally had Rhapsody's Eve on there because that's one of my favorite albums. Number one for me, College Dropout. The impact on the culture, the impact on my life. Kanye came in at the struggle for Kanye to get to that moment and get to that place, and then as a debut album, there ain't many debut albums that top Kanye College Dropout, bro. Like that dude, no, you can't.
I got two in my list.
I will say
I got two in my list right now.
I'll say for me personally, that College Dropout.
Danny pointed out one right there.
The College Dropout album has everything that I look for in an album.
I agree. It was his best album.
Everything.
The best album Kanye ever put up.
I don't think he
College Dropout.
I think
I still don't
most,
think
most people say Dark Twisted.
What do you mean you don't
Fantasy
think he wrote it?
I don't think he.
I'm not even listening to that guy.
No. What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, bro. Why are you giving him?
Because I love going down the rabbit hole. You don't know this by now?
Kanye West is one of those rappers, just like Drake, that I believe they just make great music, but it's not their music. It's a group of people who make the music, and that's why it's so good. In effect,
a group of people make every piece of music for the most part.
No, I mean,
talking about Danny.
I mean,
by the way, BJ, you're 100% correct. There are quite a few debuts that are better than Top College Dropout.
I said quite a few. I said not many.
There are quite a few.
Okay,
quite a few.
Wasn't Ready to Die?
Ready to Die. You could talk about Ready to Die. You could talk about Dark as Hell is Hot. You can talk about Reasonable Doubt. You can talk about Illmatic, Southern Playalistic. What else? Super Duper Fly. What else? What else we gonna go?
That is a difference of opinion.
Doggy Style, Dr. Dre,
difference of opinion.
The Chronic,
difference of
Miseducation. Come on now.
Difference
I'm just saying, dude. I liked it. It's in my top 5, but I'm not going to sit here and act.
Like I said, for me personally,
what'd you say?
36 Chambers.
Wu-Tang. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only reason I don't have Wu-Tang on my list, number one, I have not tried.
I don't know about ODB. I don't know.
When I grew up, I could not. There's no way in the world I would have been able to listen to Wu-Tang.
I can't. I don't see how y'all can put the Black Album as Jay. Y'all think the Black Album is Jay-Z's best album?
To me, it is.
For me, it's Black Album or Blueprint. It's Blueprint for me personally.
But again, it was a different. And I like 444 from Jay-Z, but it was.
I didn't get to hear that. I didn't get to hear it.
I love 444.
What more can I say? Encore, Chain Clothes, Dirt Off Your Shoulder.
The reason I put.
I keep forgetting the songs that are on there. I take it back.
The reason I put Blueprint over Black Album is because, to me,
I agree, Kenji.
Blueprint was like Jay-Z's stamp for that he was on top. That was his stamp that he was on top, and I think that kind of solidified and put him over. I mean, you could argue Volume 3 did, but with Big Pimpin' and
that was a banger. That was a banger. That was a banger.
Yeah, he had mad hits on that too. But still, for me, the Blueprint just has so many joints that are. I mean, Takeover's on there. That's in the middle of him and Nas going at it with the Ether Takeover and Super Ugly. I just have so many awesome memories.
I mean, Takeover, Izzo, Girls, Jigga. I'm telling you, Hola Jovito, Never Change, song, Renegade. I mean, it's some.
There's mad anthems on that joint. There's anthems.
But Hard Knock Life though, like Hard Knock Life.
I hear you, but Song Cry is on there. Song Cry is on Blueprint.
Why you keep saying Song Cry like?
Song Cry is one of his best songs. Heart of the City.
So y'all are.
I wouldn't
y'all
put
base
it.
your
That's
album-
not my top. That I wouldn't say that's top 5 Jay-Z songs. I can think
Heart
of
of the
10
City.
more.
Which
Better.
one? Which one?
The Song Cry?
Song Cry is not a top.
Yeah, wow.
That is not a top 5 Jay-Z song, sir.
Name 5.
When you listen to when you think of Jay-Z,
If you put Jovito over Song Cry, you're on crack.
I could put
Hard Knock Life.
Big Pimpin', Hard Knock Life. You belong to the city. What else you want? Like I can keep going.
State of Mind.
Empire State of Mind. There are quite a few songs.
No.
On that, wait a minute, time out. On that album, Izzo was better. Izzo was already better that song. Renegade is better that song.
Renegade is not better.
Renegade is.
I'm not
Renegade. I definitely think of Renegade before I think of Song Cry.
Renegade is way better. Ain't no nigga.
Not.
Come on,
it's not way better. No,
yes, dude. Song Cry. I don't even think Song Cry would hit like 15.
It's probably top 10, but I
wouldn't say top 10, dude. I'd say maybe top. Maybe when
y'all are thinking about albums, y'all think of commercial success and hits, right? I'm thinking about like a cohesive experience. Like an album is a piece of music that is supposed to be experienced in one sitting, right?
Okay.
So I think that's why my list is different than everybody's. Because I like that y'all pick some great albums, man. But
I just don't agree with I don't agree with Eminem having a top 5. Like there are too many. As I said, there are too many albums to me that have a better flow, a bigger cultural effect.
Man. The Eminem show, literally, he starts the album by calling out White America.
We are gonna do that. We started out by doing decades when we first started the show, but then we're gonna start going away from that and branching out. We'll come back to it.
I know every time we did like the last 30 years, y'all argued about it, man. Like people got mad.
BJ. Why you so hard today,
Eminem started the album by calling out White America and calling out the hypocrisy of loving Black culture but not loving Black people. He talked about, he did the stuff with clean out my closet. He did all that stuff. He talked about respecting the greats in music with Dre and having his back no matter what. The Eminem Marshall Mathers LP is not better than the Eminem, not as an album. It's not.
I wouldn't put either of them on, but that's just me. I got nothing against. I actually have nothing against Eminem. Like if we talking top 10 albums, maybe. But Ready to Die.
Till I collapse. Till I collapse is on the Eminem show.
You think that's a better album as a whole than Ready to Die?
Yeah, I do.
You think it's better than Aquemini?
Yeah, like as a whole, as an album, like I said, as a piece of music that's supposed to be listened to together.
I understand what you're saying. You don't have to keep repeating it. I got you. But I got you. I just
like I said, it doesn't have the biggest hits. It doesn't have the big. None of my albums had the biggest hits on them.
But that's a part of it, though. That's a part of it.
To me, it's not. To me, that's why KOD is
possible.
Because the hits is not what makes the album. Like there's if there's one song that's so much better than the rest of the songs, then
no. I'm talking about like multiple hits. Like that's what I'm talking about for me.
Yeah, that's
if you're putting out multiple hits and multiple singles and multiple songs that people remember, like, oh, I remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that to me, along with being a cohesive unit. That's why I say Ready to Die. That's why I put Ready to Die over. Ready to Die had like 5 songs that people still listen to today.
Well, okay.
That still come on the radio today.
Okay. And I know I do this all the time, and I don't want to sound like the bougie art guy, but tell me what that album was about. What was Ready to Die about?
I mean, Ready to Die it's the same thing for the real. Like it's the same thing, Big is talking about his lifestyle. He's talking about where he came from and where he is. That's why the whole Juicy literally encompasses what the album is about. That's like an overview of what the album is about. What is the Eminem show about?
him calling out white America and the hypocrisy of loving hip hop and not the people who make it.
That's great, but we're the topic isn't.
But that messages.
The topic isn't best messages in an album, though.
But to me, that's what makes a good album. That's what I'm saying. That's what
I got you.
There should be a mix of both. That literally a greatest list is supposed to be. I mean, the best list is supposed to be a mix of the greatest and your favorite.
Yeah,
I understand that. But the only reason I'm saying that is because he asked me the question, what is Ready to Die about?
No, I was responding to Danny, not you.
Oh, okay. Because I'm saying, like, to me, it wasn't like because if honestly, like, if all I cared about were messages, I would have put more Tribe Called Quest on there. I'd have put more Jesus, Public Enemy.
Because it's not true. Can you just take that comment down? I appreciate it. Thank you. I think to me, like
I wanted to put Fugees. I wanted to put the score. I did.
I thought about putting the score on there.
I wanted to put the score real bad, man. I wanted to put. Actually, Denny is Dark and Hell is Hot is on. Like I made like a top 15, and then I whittled it down from there. And like Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is on that list. The Blueprint is on that list. All Eyes on Me by Tupac.
I tried to go back and listen to. I cannot listen to Tupac's music in a like back to back anymore. Like I just can't listen to it as a whole. Like a few, I can definitely pick out songs and rock them, but I can't listen to 10 Tupac songs back to back. It's very.
Well, I'm not a big Tupac guy anyway, but I have listened to the albums and I do realize the impact, the cultural impact, that it had, and it had hits too. He had hits.
Yeah, Pac had hits, but again, Pac had that system in place. Like Pac had the celebrity, and he had the conflict, and they used that stuff to sell them records and to get that.
But
stuff
Danny, you keep bringing that up. That ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about right now.
It does though. It does.
No, it doesn't though. Listen, you can have hold on. Real talk. You can have the biggest machine behind you, and you still not make hits.
Taylor Swift been doing it her whole life. What are you talking about?
People like her music though. Like I don't like it
because she got the machine. It's not because her music is great.
To you,
the same thing that I said about to me, her music is great.
But you're not her. You're not who they're targeting though.
Yeah, you're not her target audience.
You're not her target audience.
But she's still the best-selling artist in the world.
That's because there are a lot of people. Her target audience is large, and they got money.
Yeah, and
I mean,
just like Michael Jackson wasn't originally like it wasn't like Michael Jackson was targeted to us to begin with, but he grew.
Whitney Houston too. She showed didn't end up targeted to us.
He grew out of that. Like some people, they're laser focused on who. Like they're not the people behind Taylor Swift. They're not trying to get me.
Nah.
So I mean, for me on my list, like one of the things that I had to use to whittle things down. What up, Sean? What up, Mike?
Mike, drop your list, and I didn't see your list in the comments.
I know. Did you put your list, Mike?
I didn't see. I'm sorry. I was typing up the poll.
He put storytelling makes the album. You're right. Storytelling does make the album.
That's why to Pimp a Butterfly, bro. This dude, Kendrick, the thing that he did between Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly, where he literally told the story of losing his homeboy and then taking literally the dude going to jail and then him messing with the girl while he was in prison and bragging about it on the song and then performing the song on Ellen. I was like, bruh, Kendrick was on another level with that album. I'm telling you, if you go back and listen to it, he had the Isley brother. I mean, like
every time I've tried to get into that album because of you talking about it, and I'm a Kendrick fan, so I'm still at some point I'm gonna force myself through it.
And
but I'm telling you, in the beginning, when I first started getting in, I was like, bro, I don't know.
Because it's a different kind of album. Like it's like the one that he put out now, Mr. Morale and the Big Step and the Big Steppers is not a hits album like Damn. Like Damn is Damn has song after song after song that is just, I can put them on the radio and they can play in the club and they can play wherever. To Pimp a Butterfly doesn't have that, and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers doesn't have that.
You playing Kendrick Lamar in the club? They do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I ain't been in a club in a minute. I'm just asking. I'm asking
I haven't been in a club, but I'm saying
this is me asking a question.
Got royalty inside. Those songs got played. Those songs definitely got played.
Okay.
Element is my joint. Oh my God. I'll smack somebody at random on the Element.
What was the one with Rihanna?
Love.
That got absolutely, those songs got played. But to me,
y'all already told me I'm an old head, so I
expected you to have, Run DMC on your list.
Don't get out of pocket. Don't get out of pocket.
Oh, that was a good one.
Nigga, I'm like 3 years older than you. I'm literally like 3 years older than you.
Hey, Amadi made a good point to your lives. Amadi made a good point for your lives.
He said Kendrick has the machine behind him as well.
Not a Drake machine though, not a Kanye machine.
That dude got an Oscar. What you talking about? Not an Oscar. He got Grammys, dude.
It's a different kind of It's not
Kanye
industrial rap machine though.
But
you don't
Kanye
think
had to earn that.
It's not a Rockefeller machine though.
Kanye had to earn that, bro. Rockefeller was not trying to put him on.
Listen,
Rockefeller was not trying to put him on, bro.
When you reach a certain point, when you reach a certain point of success, that machine come behind you, bro.
Yeah,
and push.
If you fire, the machine will find you. That's a fact.
Outkast had a machine behind him too.
Kanye was producing.
Did not have a machine during the first album. Bro.
No, I just said when you reach a certain level of success, the machine comes behind you and pushes you.
Nobody starts with a machine, bro. You got to show some.
I don't know about that. Some people do. Some people start with the machine. Some people
Kanye did not start.
Yes, he did. He was producing songs for Ludacris and Alicia Keys at the time, and Janet Jackson. He was producing songs for.
They would not even sign him as a rapper. They would not sign him,
dude. There's a whole song on College Dropout where he talking about how he was trying to get on. He couldn't get on.
You didn't watch the documentary.
Once he got on,
did you watch the documentary?
College Drop. Once again, hold on.
I rest my case.
Understand this. Hold on. Remember what I said about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift,
this dude
has a audience that they are pushing her towards. Snoop did not have a machine behind him. Stop it. Stop it, yo.
Hey, no, everybody's got a machine now.
Well, time out. What do we when we say machine? Everybody has a label.
Please tell me what machine means then.
Snoop didn't have Snoop was literally banned. Like they were breaking his albums in the streets, dude. Y'all remember this? Because I remember it very clearly. He was public enemy number one.
I just need somebody to define for me what a machine is because I need Danny to define it for me.
Yes, please.
To me, what I mean is that you have a infrastructure, a label which has deep roots in infrastructure. Like Michael Jackson did not have the machine before he went to Epic, right? Michael Jackson was still a good singer. He still made good music. But when he went from Motown to the other label, they had the ability to put his music in different places to make it, not to make it the most popular in the world, but to get it to the right ears on the right radio stations so that the right people can hear it a lot of many, over and over again.
But that's not a good analogy to use or an example because Michael on Motown was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So when he went to Epic, he was doing more like adult content. So he was reaching a different audience than when he's a kid singing about Ben. So there's obviously there's a difference.
I'm just not gonna bring up Michael Jackson no more, bro. I'm just not even gonna say Michael Jackson's name no more.
I'm just telling you that's
you usually be wrong when you do bring him up.
I'm saying
is that not what happened?
No, but okay, yes, that's what happened, but still, it's a different machine. Does it negate the fact that he was a good singer, that he was an amazing performer?
No,
nothing changed except for the label and the target audience, right? So the label said to him, "Hey, make more dope music," right? It said, "Hey, these are the songs you should put on your album, and these are going to be the hit. These are going to be the singles that we put out, and you're going to wear this shiny glove, and you're going to perform on these stages, right?" So there's a machine that says to do these things, even though you're an amazing artist already.
So you're talking about a label.
Amani, he is. I'm trying to let him talk and not interrupt because.
Wait, so you're talking about a label, right?
Kendrick has that now, but TDE was not the machine that it was 12 years ago. TDE was not the machine that it is now.
But
it didn't have Interscope.
But that's what I said, though. That's what me and Morgan just said. We said an artist, once they become fire, that machine, that whatever you're talking about, steps in and pushes them.
Right. And I'm saying that Kanye West had that from the beginning. He had Rockefeller from the beginning.
Okay.
His debut album was with Rockefeller Records, right?
Morgan, I got this. Did every artist that in Rockefeller have the same level of success that Kanye West had?
No, they can't.
Then what?
So if Rockefeller is the machine, right? And this machine, if the machine that you're talking about, the machine
works differently for different people, though. Like you just said, if the machine works for this demographic and this person comes in with music that's not in that demographic, it's not going to work the same for this person. I can get on TikTok. TikTok works for a certain type of people, right? Right now, if you get on TikTok and you look a certain way and you do certain types of dances, you're going to get millions of views. If I get on there and I do the same dances, I'm not going to get them. The machine is not going to work the same for me as it works for another person.
Yeah, but you're talking about Rockefeller like it's a machine. Like Rockefeller has never been like a machine to pop success. If that was the case, Beanie Sigel would have been like as big as Kendrick Lamar. Nothing against Beanie. I like Beanie Sigel, but he ain't have the same level of success as Kanye West did.
Not even close. And he never would.
Like Through the Fire was a hit, but it wasn't like a super duper crossover hit like from the Jump Street.
If your point is that having a label behind you, a big label behind you, makes an artist successful, and that's the biggest lie ever. I mean, I'm not
saying that it makes the artist successful. I'm saying that it has a lot to do with album sales and popularity. I'm not saying it can make them successful. It can't make them make good music. No, the artist has to do that. Yes, but to help them gain popularity and to give them,
that's literally a label's job, is to give them
that's what they're supposed to do.
That's their job. Yeah. Every label's job is to give them exposure and distribution and management. That's why you go to a label. When Kanye started, Kanye was producing records for a whole lot of people,
right?
But they didn't help him at all for rapping.
It did help him because he got those same people that he was producing records for.
They wouldn't do songs. They would not even do songs for him.
He's talking about the fact that he did production for the other people. Those people would now do tracks on his record, right? Is that what you're saying? Yes, no, I'm asking. I'm trying to clarify. That's what you're. No, he's right though. He's right, but that's not a machine. That's Kanye built relationships with these artists.
Absolutely, and that
has nothing to do with the machine though.
It does when the machine can take the things that you made. If you're a good, like you said, it can't do the same thing. Beanie Sigel can't get Alicia Keys on a song because she, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a difference.
Yeah, but Beanie Sigel ain't done. He wasn't doing production for Alicia Keys.
Exactly.
If Kanye West, but hold on, no, listen. If Kanye West was successful making beats for other people, number one, that has nothing to do with machine. That has to do with literally.
Right. But we're not talking about him as a producer. We're talking about him as a rapper.
I understand that. Just give me a second.
He wasn't taken seriously as a rapper.
Just give me a second. Again, so
he's
doing these beats.
Okay.
He's doing these beats, right? Okay. Let's wait. I want to establish the timeline here. Mm-hmm. He's doing beats for other people.
Mm-hmm.
while he's doing beats, he's trying to get a record. He's trying to get a record deal as an artist,
mm-hmm.
and he's not doing it. It's not like he dropped the tape on somebody's, desk and, oh man, this is the next best thing, and then he rocketed to superstars. He literally begged. Like, there's a whole song at the end of the album about him giving a tape to people, and they're like, it's all right.
He went to different labels.
His album he basically got an album because he's really good as a producer.
Yeah, right.
And they finally convinced him he convinced them to actually let him rap.
He got the album because he was producing something for Jigga. And he was in this, and he was in there. And when he gave him the beat, when they were talking, when he gave him the beat, Kanye was like, "Yo, let me spit something." And what he spit was fire, which is why Jay was like, "Oh snap! I didn't know you had that in you." Even though he had been begging these people for years,
Miracle Whip,
yes,
and he had been to multiple labels, and none of them would take him serious.
None of them took him seriously as a rapper, right?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all said it. None of them took him seriously as a rapper.
All it takes is one person, though. All it takes is one person for him to get a label. He got a record label.
A person that you were.
He got a record deal.
Working with as a producer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But do you know how many people? Do you know how many people that Jay-Z had worked with, or Dame Dash had worked with, or all these other people at the other record companies that work with? They have more than one producer on their song. It's not like Kanye produced their entire album, right? So they work with different producers. Right. Pharrell didn't know that Kanye could rap until he went in there and Kanye spit, and Pharrell literally walked out of the room when he heard Through the Wire. Like, if you had to watch the documentary, you would have helped yourself.
I'm actually gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I need to watch it. But my whole point being is this machine that you're talking about. He got a record deal, made the album. And they push the album because it's their job to do it.
That's literally.
But hold on. Wait. But they can only push an album so far if it doesn't have quality music on it.
Absolutely.
And he was able to. So understand, if it's got quality music, and the label is doing their job of pushing it, that's not a machine. That's just the business.
That literally is the machine. But the song that you're talking about.
So who doesn't have a machine? Who doesn't have a machine?
I told you.
Who's successful? Hold on. Who's successful that doesn't have a machine?
I want to compare first albums, because you just said that that was Kanye's best album, right? The College Dropout was Kanye's best album.
I think it's his best album.
I said that. It's between three. For me,
that's his first album.
3 for me. College Dropout, Late Registration, Dark Twisted Fantasy.
The song that you're talking about was his breakthrough success. Do you know he's not even listed as a writer on that song?
Which song?
On his album, Through the Wire, right? Kanye West. These are the names of the writers listed on that album: Kanye West, Mary Ben-Ari, the violinist, John Stevens, Lauryn Hill, Albert Brumley, Marvin Gaye, Gwen Fuqua, Chris Lundy, Sean Carter. He had Jay-Z. Of course, Jay-Z was on the album. Okay. Michael Bolton. No, you heard that name before. Talib Kweli. Like, the list goes on and on and on. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about. Kanye made a great album. Yes, he did. But all of this stuff helped. And I hate to keep going back to this. He just had a lot of help. And
do you think Kendrick Lamar didn't have help on his album?
I don't know. Let me go look at Kendrick Lamar's debut album. I'm gonna see if it might, maybe it lines up. Maybe it's the same thing. I'm gonna go back and look at it real quick.
Okay, let me put it to you another way.
How do we?
When you make a comic book, how many people working on it?
For me, 4, 5.
4 people. Okay. Does that take away from the quality of it? Does it take away from the impact for the success of it that 4 people had to work on the comic book,
as opposed to the 40 that work on a Marvel book?
Does it matter?
Yes, it matters, because if I put the same comic book out that I had already made, if I give it to Marvel, and Marvel puts their machine behind it, Ace Blade is going to be instantly more popular and better and more recognizable in people's eyes because it has the machine.
But that has nothing to do with the amount of people. What you just said there had nothing to do with the amount of people that work on
absolutely nothing.
How? It doesn't have anything to do with the amount of people.
You just said if you take Ace Blade,
yes. If I take Ace Blade, yes.
and
I take Ace Blade,
no, listen,
the exact same comment.
Yes,
what you said is the exact same comment.
If you took the exact same comment and put
gave
the Marvel machine behind it, and it became successful, what you said,
you don't deserve the credit.
No,
even though it's the exact same comment.
I do in that case, but what I'm saying. My point is, if we redo Ace Blade and Brian Stelfreeze gets a cover, dang on Ken, like if all of the greatest black artists in the world work together on this comic book, and then it goes to Marvel to be published, it's going to be an even bigger hit. Is that not true?
Doesn't matter though.
It does. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Does it matter to you?
It does matter to me.
Why?
Because I didn't make. It's not what I made. I didn't make it.
You just.
This is weird.
You just said if you take this guy. Okay, let me use me as an example. Let's use me as an example. I do all the work on my book.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
If I take that book, right? Let's say my book, and give it to Marvel, and Marvel says, you know what would help? If we did a cover with Brian Stelfreeze on it, and then they were like, you know what else will we help? We're gonna put a backup story with Jim Lee by Grant Morrison and Jim Lee, and it sells 2 million copies. Does it lessen
the machine?
Oh my God! If you say that,
but ask me if I care.
Okay, you don't care, but
why would you care though? Your product got out to millions of people.
So an album only counts if I go buy all of my own recording equipment. I get some drum set. I get a mixer. I get a recorder. I pull a Bruno Mars who can play all his own instruments. I sing.
Even Bruno Mars get help.
I sing. I write. I sing. I write. I dance backwards. I do all of these things. I compile this album. I edit it myself. I shoot it myself. I do all of this stuff myself, and then I sell the joints out of my trunk because I don't want a label to help me push, and I don't want a label to do what their job is, which is to help me with exposure and distribute my product.
When it comes to rap is about authenticity, right? The spirit of rap is about the struggle from going from one place to another and being authentic and telling your story. That's all that I'm saying.
And signing with a label diminishes that.
Hey, I just want to point out on DMX's Get At Me Dog, there are 4 other people on there other than DMX.
That you knew who they were at the time?
One of the dudes from the Locks is on there, dude.
Writers or people who were part of
writers, dude. Right, I'm looking at it right now.
I'm not talking about. Y'all not hearing.
That's literally what you brought up. You brought up the writers list.
I didn't bring
brought up the writers list. Did you know Jay-Z was on this? Did you know Martin Gaye was on this?
Okay, I'm saying those people were already heavy hitters in the game, right? So having Jay-Z featured on your track is not the same thing as having Drag On featured on your song. It's not the same thing. You're not getting the same kind of play as if you bring in a legend to feature on your song. If you get a Lauryn Hill
Through the Wire on your
song, Shaka Khan,
a sped up version of Shaka Khan, sped up.
You realize that's why they're on there for the credit, right? They didn't split anything.
But that matters though, because Kanye's whole.
What about Jesus Walks? What about Jesus Walks?
Jesus
Walks. Jesus Walks is the biggest hit on that album. Who else is on Jesus Walks?
Nobody that I can think of.
Shut up, then.
Then what are we talking about then?
Jesus Walks was not the debut song from that album.
But okay, how about okay. All right. You understand? Okay. Like this, number one, it's a business, and it is a creative thing. It's a creative thing. No. I don't understand because I don't understand your logic behind you.
You're not trying to understand. That's fine.
I'm trying to. I'm asking questions, Danny. Like I'm asking you questions, trying to understand, and I'm trying to give you an examples.
Actually, Sean's asking the question here. Are you okay? So let me try. So Gangstar Moment of Truth, it went gold and was my favorite Gangstar album. Are you saying it would have been done better under the Def Jam Machine?
It probably would have sold. It probably would have been. It would have got. It probably would have went platinum instead of going gold. It probably would have got to more ears. And
that's
is
that not a good thing?
And in getting to more ears, that gets more recognition, right?
Right.
Okay.
So
the machine helps.
But you realize every label's job is to do that.
Absolutely.
It's to help you. That is why
every label is not the same though. Every label
You're right. I agree with you. Every label is not the same. Okay. There are levels to it. Just like there are levels to when we do comic books. Your label is at a certain level and Marvel is at a certain level. You have X amount of money to push your product into X amount of eyes. Marvel has X amount of money to push in X amount of eyes. Yeah. Neither one takes away from the creative content involved, though, is what I'm saying. Like it doesn't make yours better because it has less of less corporate backing behind it. Meanwhile, it doesn't make Marvel's better. And that's the whole point I'm trying to make. So saying something, oh, he has a machine behind him. I mean, you don't. Even Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt wasn't like a huge monster hit, right? It wasn't a huge monster hit. It's considered like a classic piece right now, but it wasn't a huge monster hit. Illmatic wasn't even a huge monster hit because it didn't have the labels backing on it. Because number one, labels determine who they're going to be pushed a lot by race too. Like we have to understand, like this especially in hip hop.
That's my question right there. Do you think this album would be in your top 5 greatest albums if it was not published by Rockefeller? If it was published by the original company that was going to put it out, you think you ever would have even heard it?
If it was the exact same album?
The exact same album.
Why? What changed? Yeah. Who? Number one, I don't care. Whoever the label is doesn't matter to me.
Completely irrelevant.
Like what? Why does it matter to you? Is the question.
I'm saying you would. I'm saying that the perception. There's a lot of perception that goes into it, right? So Kanye doing a certain type of beats he was with the gospel singers in the background talking about loving God and right and all of this stuff was amazing for the culture and the branding of being college dropout, late registration, like him having the school thing targeting a certain crowd, right? That all.
By the way, hold on. Who do you think's idea that was though? I don't think it was the machine.
I was about to say
it wasn't the machine.
So why are you talking about it if you don't know?
I'm saying I said at the beginning I have a suspicion. I don't think. Just like I said at the beginning, it's just a suspicion that I had.
Yeah, we dropped this until you watch the documentary and
Absolutely.
You're a little bit more informed.
No, I mean, I think to me it's an interesting conversation because.
But it's only interesting because he's speaking out of ignorance at the moment.
No, I'm not going to say that. I won't say that. I won't say that at all.
I don't mean it. When I say ignorance, I mean literally not knowing something.
There's nothing. Yeah,
but to me, this is it's a larger discussion than just Kanye, because he used Taylor Swift. Use Taylor Swift as she's the machine behind it. And I don't disagree that when you say the machine, there are like people, there are acts that have limited talent, but they are brought in and they are cultivated basically and then put out and then voila. Like, I mean, Britney Spears is very much, or was when she first came out, was very much a product of the machine. The machine.
You were agreeing with me, and I couldn't even.
You really tried. You really tried. You was really trying. You was waiting for me to be like. You was waiting for me to be like, yeah, Mariah Carey.
Nah, you were agreeing with me, and I couldn't even.
You couldn't help it.
Go with it.
No, you couldn't help it. You couldn't help yourself. This is why we can't talk, man. This is why.
I had to throw it in there.
No,
I apologize, bro.
You know what though? You know what, Danny? I'm going to agree with you though. I'm going to agree, and the only reason I'm going to agree is because I know a lot about the background of when Mariah Carey first came out.
Mm-hmm.
They had a certain like they wanted her to look a certain way to appeal to a certain demographic. So yes, in that degree, in that sense, but she shook that off like I think like second album.
Mm-hmm.
And that's generally what happens though. Like Britney Spears was cookie cutter, you know.
Whitney Houston too.
Whitney too. But Nicki Minaj. You start here, and then once you get success, you can kind of move away from what the machine wants you to do.
Everybody
and
does
do whatever you want to do.
Some artists don't have to do it as much.
Some artists don't.
Nowadays, you don't have to do it as much because there's way more ways to get your music.
I disagree with you,
but that's almost specifically for R&B and pop.
Kendrick just said on his album, though,
hip hop don't really hip hop does it, but it's the difference. It's like difference. Like they want dudes to be more thugged out and gangster.
Yeah,
and then like,
but still,
you know, Kanye and Common. And Talib Kweli,
they really believe because they think you can get canceled. You can get canceled super easy these days, especially as an artist, for saying the wrong thing on your song. That's what Kendrick was just talking about on the album. So
yeah, but the point that Morgan was making is that Kendrick he's got the full hold on, but Rock has never released anything like late registration in the dark. Yeah, but that's not really the point though. Well, Whitney was look at her first two albums. No, Whitney was very poppy. She was poppy, and they were like, what's the word? They were like black people didn't like it. Like they booed her.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember them talking about they booed her. That's what, and she was distraught about that.
Imani, I know where you're trying to come from, but I've always disagreed with that.
Registration is almost the same tone as College Dropout.
Yes, it is. It's exactly the same tone. And Graduation, they all flow. Anyway, late registration, and College Dropout are directly tied together.
That's what he's saying. He's saying that those two albums would have been the same, but the ones that came after it.
No, he just said Rock has never released anything like Registration.
Or Dark Fantasy.
So I didn't like Dark Fantasy. I
didn't either. But people say it's his best album. I didn't get it.
But so what I was gonna say is, that crap made my head.
Soul Train Awards. Yep, they booed her. Yeah, because her label was pushing her in a direction that black people weren't the target audience.
Yeah, they were definitely pop ballads and
right.
In love songs.
And look at Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake's machine or whatever you want to call him.
They pushed him right into the black.
They pushed him right towards the community. And he wanted he
wanted that though.
Yeah, he wanted it.
He definitely wanted that.
Hey, listen, you want to talk about debut albums being fired. All right.
Justified.
Bruh.
Justified. Oh man,
I said this. Listen. I said this to somebody. I was like, there ain't many people that could go toe to toe with Usher, but Justin, if we just doing 20 songs,
bro,
Justin might be right there, bro.
Justin definitely got.
But that's what he was rocking with Timberland
and Nerd.
Timberland heavy. And Timberland was
Neptunes too. Neptunes too.
Yeah.
Like his first album, Can't Nobody Love You, Cry Me a River.
Cry Me a River, bro. That joint went.
Cry Me a River still one of the hottest beats Timberland's ever done.
Joint went
without question,
bro.
Honestly, you know who I think R&B got the best of Timberland? Got the absolute best of Timberland.
Who?
Genuine.
Yeah. The Godzilla. Gosh, what was the song? You love me.
Yeah. What's so different?
Yeah, what's so different, bro? That joke was a hit, bro.
So anxious,
and then
when he had the baby crying in the back.
Yeah,
bro. That whole 100%, that whole 100% Genuine album is
Looking
no
for
skips.
my number one fan. I know that was a good one, bro. That was a
All
really
day,
good
all night.
bro.
Same old G.
Same old G, bro.
Same OG is all time. Yeah.
Timbaland put his whole foot in that one.
What was
And
the one
in
with
the first
Aaliyah?
album, though. The first album.
What was the one with Aaliyah on that song?
Oh, not right now. I'm busy.
Busy.
Call me in the yeah.
Bro, that was good. That was amazing.
That whole album, dude.
Album.
Whole album.
That was
Like I
amazing.
said,
But his first album too, Pony, I'll Do Anything, When Doves Cry. They did that the remix of When Doves Cry. Genuine got all of the good stuff with Timbaland. Yeah, Aaliyah had her second album was If Your Girl Only Knew. Hold on, I gotta give respect. Missy Elliott was putting in work too.
Yeah, Missy was absolutely writing.
They were working together. But Timbaland was my guy back then. I don't care what Timbaland was.
Timbaland's still my guy, dude.
No question. I'm just saying.
Still my guy.
I'm just saying whatever he was doing, I was with. I don't care who he was producing for.
What's the Justin Timberlake album? The Suit and Tie album?
Yeah.
Sexy Back.
Bruh. No, not Sexy Back. No, Suit and Tie is 2020 experience with Strawberry Bubblegum and
you're right. The 2020 experience.
That album, no skips.
I don't know if I remember that. Oh, is that the one with Mirrors?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's why.
No, not Mirrors. No.
Mirrors is on that one.
No, Mirrors is on Sexy Back, isn't it?
No, Mirrors is on that one, the 2020 experience. I know the album cover.
Late Registration had bigger Michael Jackson samples, bigger yeah, I mean, that's what happens. You get more money. When your album does great, you get more money to do another album. That's why these dudes never make money on their album.
With T-Pain, man. T-Pain was killing the game for a while.
He's still producing.
He said, I saw him on TikTok. He said he made more money on Twitch than he made his whole music career or something like
doing
that.
What?
I don't know what he's doing on Twitch, but he said he's killing the game
Twitch,
right now.
I don't know.
He said
I'm dating myself right now. What is Twitch? Is Twitch like TikTok?
It's a streaming platform for gamers. Like you play games and people sub and pay you to do whatever. But
I ain't got time to play games.
He said that he's made more money on Twitch than he made in his music career. I said this dude must be killing it, or his contracts were just terrible back in the day. Because I know he had a hit every.
He said he spent a lot of his money. If I'm mistaken, I remember reading about T-Pain. He spent a lot of his money. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a really good documentary about T-Pain on Netflix.
That made us.
Yeah.
I saw that episode. I think
he talked about how Usher made him depressed.
Oh no, I saw a clip from it. I didn't actually watch the episode.
Oh man, I felt so bad for him, yo.
It was like, hey man, you killing the game for us real singers. She was like, oh man, I'm sorry.
He said that man made him depressed. I was like, dang,
I was depressed for 6 months. T-Pain is hilarious though.
Usher, man,
he is hilarious.
I'm telling you, Usher or the JT might be the only dude I could think of that could go with Usher.
Not Chris Brown? You don't think Chris Brown?
No, I mean Chris can hang. I don't think he's gonna win.
I'm about to say Chris Brown a beast now.
I don't think he's gonna win, but I would take JT. I think JT songs. JT is better.
We'll do that next time. You take JT, I'll take Usher, and Morgan takes Chris Brown.
No.
Wait, what? Say it again.
We're not doing that.
Usher takes
Chris Brown. We're not doing that.
I take.
No, we ain't doing that. He said we should do. You do Chris Brown. He'll do Usher. I'll do Justin Timberlake. I'm like, nah.
Bet, let's go.
Nah.
Why, bro?
I don't have the strength of my convictions.
That's up, man.
And you know what though? You know what? Let's do it.
JT got some hits, man.
Let's do it. We can't do it next week. We gotta do it the week after.
That'd be hilarious.
I can do that.
We still gotta nail down the 50th show. We still gonna do.
I can do that. Oh man, I just talked myself. That's all right though. JT got hits, man.
I think JT got.
If we just doing 5,
wait, who do I have?
Chris Brown.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I think JT.
If we just doing 5,
Let's
if
go.
we doing 5 like we did with Justin with Whitney, I can 5.
We gotta do 20.
5.
We gotta do 20. JT.
We didn't do that though.
JT
we didn't do that last time though.
JT definitely got 5.
That though, but we didn't do that last time though. That's not fair.
I think JT definitely got the 5. Justin Timberlake definitely.
Honestly, JT got 10. JT got 10.
It might be a fight at 10, but
no, it's not a fight. Can I use NSYNC songs?
No. Definitely can't use a NSYNC.
You're gonna use Beyonce for Destiny Child for Beyonce.
How you gonna do that, bro? The fact that you can ask that is
no, man, because Gone is just him singing by himself, dude.
No,
that is
on the other album though.
He did the whole thing by himself.
It's on NSYNC album.
You tried it though. You tried it.
I was gonna do it.
You tried it.
I was gonna do it. I was gonna put Gone for real.
You tried it, man. That's like us doing what we was talking about before. That's like we was doing what we was talking about before with Beyonce and Janet, and I get to use Destiny's Child. Come on,
I didn't say that you couldn't.
That's a bad idea, though.
That's not a bad idea.
It's a horrible idea.
Destiny Child got hits like Janet. Come on now, stop that.
I gotta go, y'all, man.
I'm about to jump off this stream, bro.
We gonna do it. We gonna do that. Let's do it. We gonna not this week. We can do it next week.
Had horrible
the week
advisors
after.
who struggle with alcohol. Who was he talking about?
I don't know.
He had horrible advisors and struggled with alcohol.
Or Chris Brown.
Oh. Yeah, I'm assuming. I don't know.
That sounds about right.
Who you talking about, Money?
And that situation, that Rihanna situation.
See, this is not fair though, because black people hate black people hate Justin Timberlake because Janet Jackson thing. Ain't nobody gonna vote for me, man.
Yeah, you definitely get no votes.
Ain't nobody gonna vote for me, man.
You definitely get no votes.
You said you wanted to smoke.
Man. Anybody gonna vote for me?
You said you
do it. I'm gonna do it, but nobody gonna vote for me, man, because they gonna be like, I remember what you did to Janet. Damn it.
Hey, listen, you said you wanted to smoke, bro.
I didn't say that. Danny suggested it. I didn't say that. I said Justin.
I heard you say you wanted to smoke.
I'll take it though. I take the smoke, man. That's all right. When I drop these 5 fire Justin Timberlake hits, 5.
He definitely got 5.
I got 5.
He definitely got 5, bro.
I can't tell you how much I'm not worried, bro.
Chris Brown got hits too though. Like
Chris Brown got countless.
No, Chris Brown got hits too. Yeah,
Chris Brown got countless.
All his hits are like hip hop-ish though.
That's fine.
Oh
no, hey, I think might
be.
See,
it already started, man. It already started.
I think Usher's got the biggest hit of all of them though. Yeah, is the biggest hit out of all 3 of them.
Over Cry Me a River? Cry Me a River was like a banger. Like that was played.
Man, that's close. I might have to look up the sales on that, but
hold on. What is it? What am I looking at? What you said?
Yeah, versus Cry Me a River.
Let me think.
was killing it for like a year and a half.
Was on the charts, like destroying things for a long time. I will say that. Chris Brown got Yo. Chris Brown got countless too though. Yo, Run It.
Run It is. I think Chris Brown's biggest song is
better than Run It.
No, I'm just coming off top of my head.
I mean, Sexy Back went like 1 million times platinum. I don't know if it's as big as.
I don't think that's as.
I mean, honestly,
Cry Me a River.
It's probably the biggest out of all of them.
I think Cry Me a River.
Confessions.
Oh man, Confessions.
Let It Burn.
Chris Brown got some.
Let It Burn ain't close.
Burn was
ain't close to yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying it want to hit. I was about to say what the heck?
No. I'm talking about what he said. What was the biggest hit out of all 3? The biggest hit is like still get played like in the club now. Like
is on if your
it's on movies
is on everything. What was that? Just Dance. If your song was on Just Dance, that song was a certified hit.
I mean, like he's gonna have the biggest hits out of all of them. But if we just talking 5, I could bring 5.
Y'all don't. Hey, I gotta go, but don't sleep on Hamilton. That Hamilton soundtrack, produced by the Roots, it was legit, bro. It was legit.
T-Pain had horrible advisors and struggled with
T-Pain. Yeah, that's true. All right, I'm out of here. Y'all, I see y'all. I forgot I gotta get up early in the morning.
I might not be on next week. I don't know. It's my 7-year anniversary. Shout out to my wife. I love you.
Congratulations, bro.
You're not gonna be on next week. That's the answer is you're not gonna be on next week.
You're not about to get us killed. Gonna be on next week. Yeah, don't.
I would be like, hey y'all, bye.
No, you're not about to get us killed, bro.
And then you can launch the Kickstarter the day after or something like that.
No, my Kickstarter launches the day before. Oh, by the way,
the day before your anniversary?
The day before my anniversary, it launches. I can take 1 day.
Okay.
I can take 1 day to step away from it.
Hey, well, congratulations.
Hey, by the way, y'all, go on to Kickstarter. I'm gonna put it in right here. Go on the Kickstarter link and follow. Let me drop this. Boom.
I'm glad I don't got to do that no more, bro. Because
let me do this. I'm not a big fan of doing Kickstarters, but go and follow. Kickstarter starts next Monday.
Before we get off, I'm glad we got all the fun stuff out. I wish I had I don't know, because it would have been harder to segue and get into something fun. But for me personally, the Buffalo shooting was extremely I don't want to say depressing. It was extremely hard. I figured I might as well just go straight to it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to segue. Because I want to make sure that I get it off my chest before we get off the stream, because it's been heavily on my mind. I don't want to get off and then, you know what I'm saying, have something that monumental of an example happen and then not say anything about it the whole show. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to think of the best way to put it forward. For me personally, it was hard for me to go to work on Monday, not to go, but to be mentally all the way there, because the new stuff, the other reports were coming out of things, new video, and things like that. And I don't know how many times you can see this type of stuff happen and then just remain calm. You know what I'm saying? Like the resilience of African Americans. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like we are a different breed when it comes to that, yo. Like we endure things that just shouldn't be possible. You know what I'm saying? So to watch that, and see everything happening like it was. When I first saw the report, I was like, bruh, this is crazy. Just because it was another mass shooting. Like, that's one of the things that makes me the most upset in this whole situation is how many times, how Black people care about everybody in every other community. We're the first to speak up when anybody's done wrong. Like when the Asian attacks were going on, before we knew whether the person was Black, white, didn't make a difference. None of that stuff matters to us. It's the fact that somebody had something terrible happen to them, and Black folks are like, yo, that ain't cool. We do that. I don't care what it is across the board. We do that. And then when it comes to us, everybody's like, you know what I'm saying? Get over it. Or indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got nothing to say about it. And on this dude drove from out of state, looked up the most densely populated places where Black people would be. Saw this area, drove there and got there a day early to come murder innocent Black people because of things that he heard online and told himself were true. And then the press, in multiple examples, tries to call him a kid, mental illness, all of these things to diminish what happened. And there's just so many things. Him writing, it's my show, but him writing, I'll edit it. Him writing the N-word on the gun. Then another report comes out where he wrote, "Here's your reparations" on the side of the gun. Putting on a GoPro and streaming it to Twitch because things are a game for him. And the worst part, the worst part for me was he wants to kill himself when he gets outside, puts the gun to his neck, and the police talk him out of it and calmly take him into custody. In front of all the black people, it's like, bruh, why are they shooting this dude, bruh? You know what I'm saying? And that was the part that was the most infuriating to me, because I cannot count how many times we watch black people unarmed be killed because the cops said they were afraid. This man dropped 4 bodies in the parking lot before he even went inside. Was getting ready to shoot a white guy, realized the guy was white, and then said sorry and moved on. Left 6 dead bodies inside and 3 more injured. The whole thing is over in like 3 or 4 minutes. He gets outside ready to shoot himself. They're like, "No, don't do that, man. It's okay." Let him take his tactical gear off. Let him drop his gun, and then calmly take him into custody. Didn't bump his head as Trump suggested. Don't be so nice. You know what I'm saying? Didn't bump his head on the door when you put his head on the thing. Didn't harshly grab him up. Didn't slam him on the ground. Didn't slam him on the ground. Didn't grab him up. Didn't bruise his arm. None of that. It's just a normal day. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy, like he has stolen some gum after he's literally murdered 10 people, and you're still walking over the bodies, and you had to go drive past the bodies on the way in. But he gets treated like an absolute human being. But then black people, minding their business with no gun on them at all, nobody even alleged they had a gun, get shot. And then the American dissonance is, well, he must have done something to deserve it. If they're black, if it's a black person, all of us have to like take the mask off and be like, whoa, wait a minute, that wouldn't make any sense. But American propaganda and the hatred and the history in this country towards black people and black bodies has gotten to a point where literally all of us buy into it. Like, well, he had to have done something. I mean, they would have just shot him, right? Like we as black people who know better still have to ask ourselves that question. So in this situation, and then I got mad with Biden earlier because he's talking about, you know, how terrible it is and all that type of stuff. When the Asians were getting beat on, all of us were clamoring saying, yo, something's got to change. You know what happened? They passed a bill. I don't think it took a month for them to pass a bill. We still ain't got a George Floyd Act passed. Now, Trump is saying, yo, we need a specific, if you got an anti-Asian hate bill, if Congress turns around and says they can't make an anti-black hate bill, I mean, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear anything Biden or any other politician has to say if you're not presenting legislation. I don't care what you say. I don't care about thoughts and prayers. I don't care about none of that. Pass laws. If you don't pass laws, nobody believes you. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. You keep your thoughts and fake prayers. Nobody wants that. We didn't ask you for that. And if old buddy gets walked into Gym Pop, something happens, you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Don't get us blocked, canceled, none of that.
Stop
right there. Just stop right there. See, this is why I stayed on, so that you can finish what you got to say, and then I can stop you. I'm gonna hit the button. Stop.
I didn't go far.
I'll give my thoughts and then I'll get off. Honestly, like I wish I could say I was surprised or shocked or anything. Like honestly, I was just sad. I'm not even angry about this stuff anymore, which is probably not a good thing. Mm-hmm. I was just sad. Like it's sad that, you know, this stuff keeps happening. Like we aren't learning. There's always the saying that, you know, if you don't remember your past or learn from your past, you're destined to repeat it. Yeah. And we just keep repeating the same thing all the time. Like, I mean, between the Buffalo deal, the abortion stuff that's going on, Like we just keep doing the same thing like over and over and over again. And when I say we, I mean we as a society. And it breaks my heart to see that. It constantly, I do worry about it. Like I worry, like, if my daughters go to school, some, dude who read what that dude read said, decides to take it out at her school. If my son goes to school and then somebody does, or if me or my wife go to work, or if I just go to a grocery store, and I just happen to pick the wrong day to go in a grocery store, and that'll be my day. I think about that, and it is a bit nerve-wracking. I'm with you. If legislation is not involved, then y'all don't care. Like you clearly don't care. If you're not actually going to pass legislation, I'll say this, and I've said this, and I've always been on board with this. I hate guns. I don't like guns. I don't even like drawing guns in my own comic book. Like, I don't like guns. And I don't feel that any civilian needs to have any automatic weaponry. You don't need anything. Honestly, you don't need nothing bigger than a handgun in your house. That's how I feel. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with me. That's cool. I don't care. We don't need that type of weaponry. That should not be available to be purchased. And yes, I understand that you can buy this weaponry illegally. That's fine. The operative term is illegal. The operative term there is illegal. We have people walking around with the same type of gun this murderer used in Florida. People walking around open carry with the same type of weaponry, just walking around.
White supremacist murder. I need to add that.
Yeah. I mean, he's a white supremacist. That is what it is. Like we need to start calling it what it is. We even more so than a murderer. Like he is a white supremacist who took his
ridiculous one
misguided anger out on people of another race, black, white, whatever. And the funny thing is, I saw this on Twitter, and it was like all these white dudes are afraid of becoming a minority. Like, why are you afraid? Do you think they treat minorities differently? Do you think they treat them worse? If that's what you think, then that's kind of the problem there. Maybe the way you think about minorities should change. But regarding the events, like I said, it just made me sad, man. It made me sad. It made me worried for my kids. It made me worried for me. It made me worried for my wife. When my wife goes to just go to the grocery store, like go to Target, when she makes a Target run, like I don't want to have to think about my wife going to Target and then somebody deciding this Target's too black or whatever goes through their mind. Because really it's that simple. He went to a place that he knew had a lot of black people in it. He knew it. So
he specifically looked at it.
Right. So, like I said, it makes me sad and it makes me worried. As you know, and for me to expect the government to do anything to change this is, to me, a fruitless endeavor. I can do what I can, whatever voting I need to do to try, like I can vote. But the fact of the matter is, the government cares about guns more than they care about people. And they definitely care about guns more than they care about black people. And white people definitely care about their guns more than they care about a single minority. So until that changes, we will continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. So no other country is dealing with this crap. Agreed. No other country is dealing with this. Agreed, it's Americans 100%. And this incessant, ridiculous need to be overly armed, and the reasoning behind their being overly armed is so silly. Tyranny. Because it's like, yeah, like, they just in case the government does something, but you want to turn around and talk about how much you love the government, how much you love the country. Which is it? Are you afraid the government's going to overthrow you, or do you love your country? If you love your country and you love your armed force and everything, you don't need that gun.
I'll be honest with you. The reason I've always had a problem with that argument is because in the face of tyranny, our military
Listen, our military would wipe us off the map.
Our defense budget for the military of the U.S., which most people back, especially
if the government wanted you dead, sir, you would be dead and people wouldn't even know.
I'm just, if it came down to it and everybody had their guns and you go out into the street, but we have a defense budget.
They got tanks.
We have a defense budget. We have a defense budget that literally dwarfs the next 7 superpowers in the world. So our defense budget runs circles around those.
So that's what I'm saying.
We with our guns in our house, us with our AR-15s in the houses are gonna beat tanks, drones that are in the sky that can shoot you and shoot through a window from 2 miles off. We're gonna win that fight. I mean, look, it sounds good and it's cute, and I think it's like a
No,
I won't lie to you.
Guns are romanticized. Like, let's just keep it 100.
Without a question.
And it's funny because
I don't.
It's really funny. It's really, and I'm gonna say this because I gotta go. It's really funny how because I grew up in the 90s, in the 80s and the 90s, and in the 90s, all this was made about how hip hop music was influencing, people to be violent and be gangbangers and everything like that.
Video games too.
And video games. And I always thought it was funny because nobody, no industry does more is more of a propaganda piece than the TV and the movie industry, which is why you have cops acting like they do, because they see cops on the road cop who roughs up people. They see that joint all the time. They see it infiltrates their brain, and they go and they become cops, and that's what they do because they're programmed to think that way. And they don't even know it. But people want to talk about music, and they want to talk about black people, and they talk about rappers, and it's fun. It's always been funny to me. But once again, like I said, until the love affair with guns is over, we just doing the same thing over and over again. So that's why I'm not angry. That's why I'm not enraged. I'm just sad. And on that note, y'all have a great evening.
Yeah. I'll finish up. I'm not like Javon in that regard that I don't hate guns. I do disagree with, like if I don't feel like everybody should be able to have an assault rifle. I think one or two things has to happen. The background checks need to be more thorough, and they're like, when you go through the background check and whatever process they have to do, this dude slipped through the cracks, which is something that's getting annoying at this point, because these people that keep slipping through the cracks are the ones that go in and murdering people. He bought a gun legally in New York, even though he had threatened to shoot up a school sometime last year. He was literally questioned by the feds about it, and all of that cleared, and he was able to buy a gun legally. The part that bothers me more about it is the fact that he was able to buy tactical gear, where the security officer at the store, trying to be a hero and save people's lives, shot him, but it didn't pierce the tactical gear. That's the thing that gets me. Tactical gear is legal, which should be concerning for cops. You know what I'm saying, too? You know what I'm saying? You would think it'd be concerning for cops, not just regular citizens out here going to the grocery store. Not to mention, this hoe killed a bunch of old people, minding their business going to the grocery store, and felt great about it, but still talking trash about it after the fact. The thing that frustrates, so I'm with Javon. I was sad about it. I definitely was sad. I still am. Especially for those families who I prayed for, literally, not just figuratively, not just saying I sent thoughts of prayers. I legitimately prayed for them, just that God could send them some type of consolation, because I can't imagine it. I cannot imagine, my son's mom, my daughter's mom, my daughter, Javon, Danny, anybody in his family, any of my loved ones, any of my friends, acquaintances, any of y'all going to the grocery store and not getting back home because some guy drove from out of hours away determined to kill black people, and you happen to be on the list of that on that day with "Here's your reparations" written on the side of the gun. Situations like this are literally the first spark of an idea for why I came up with Harlem in that series, my next comic series. It really is, because I really wish that in these type of situations where somebody did something effed up and they feel good about themselves, you know what I'm saying? I really wish that God, I believe in God, so I wish God, or I don't care. Well, I can't say I don't care what the force is, but I wish that person could come back from the dead literally in that moment and destroy that person. Like right now on the spot. You know what I'm saying? You thought you got away with this. You felt big and bad about it. Absolutely not. You're going to die today. Right now, by the same hands that you just took off the earth, that you thought you took off the earth. That was literally the first formulation that I had for Harlem in my head. It was like, yo, what if something terrible happened, but this person could fight back for themselves seconds later when the person that murdered them thought it was over. That was the first thought I had, and then I came up with the rest of the story after the fact, and of course, it's still evolving. But see, that's a place that I can escape to. You know what I'm saying? My creativity, me writing and hoping that I can impact other people's lives through what it is I create. And that is a safe space. It's a therapeutic place for me. You know what I'm saying? To be able to write about and get it out into the world so that I can either change somebody's perspective, help them look at something from a different angle that they hadn't looked at it before, help somebody else feel seen, teach, you know what I'm saying, things, or help highlight things that people might not have known. Those are my goals when I'm writing something. And in this case, it's going to take a lot of writing. Philando Castile is one that sticks with me to this day. I'll never forget that ever. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget watching that. I'll never forget Diamond still staying calm, even though this dude was yelling and she's watching her. I don't remember if they were engaged or not, you know what I'm saying? But she's watching her boyfriend with his daughter in the back seat, with their daughter in the back seat. And she's trying to talk calm while he's bleeding out from being shot 5 or 6 times right beside her with her baby in the back seat. And he's still yelling, saying, "Don't move," after the fact, when literally all the dudes did was say, I do have to tell you, I have a carry concealed, which you are legally obligated that you have to do. And the police officer freaked out because he asked him to reach for his license registration. He did it slowly. His voice was calm. The reason that joint hit me so well was because he did everything right. He had no criminal record whatsoever. He was beloved at the school that he worked at. He was doing nothing wrong whatsoever, and he did everything legally like he was supposed to, in the correct tone, in the correct manner, and with respect. No second talking, no back talking, no none of that. He did exactly what the man asked him to do, and he still lost his life for it on camera, and he still got off because the cop said he was scared. So another reason that would hit me is because one of my best friends had just gotten his concealed carry that same week, if not the day. You know what I'm saying? He had just gotten his concealed carry, and the first thing that popped in my mind was, "Dad, that could have been my boy, bro." Literally, that could have been my boy. He just got his concealed carry. He would have done the exact same thing, did it exactly how he was supposed to, and he could be gone today. I'd never talk to him again. We'd have to try and figure out what we're going to, you know what I'm saying, like what we're going to do to help raise his kids. All of these things that nobody thinks about when somebody takes somebody's life off the earth. And in this case, this bastard took 10 people's mothers and fathers, just because he hates black people. And I said black in quotes because we know race, well, for those that don't know, race is a social construct. It's not real. But it's these things that now we take pride in, you know what I'm saying, because of what we've been through, you know what I'm saying, as African Americans, because of what we've been through. Like, that's what galvanizes things for us, because all the terrible things that they've told us we are for all of this time, we keep proving that we're not. And that's our white brothers and sisters too, that have been here all along, that were abolitionists, that are allies. But it's not the majority. It never has been, and it's still not now. If it was, things would change. And that's another thing that frustrates me. You know what I'm saying? Javon says it makes him sad. It makes me sad sometimes. Most of the time, it makes me irritated, at the very least, if not angry. And if there's no legislation that changes this, I also agree, though, that we definitely can't wait on the government to do anything because the government could care less. They really could, especially this government that we have right now, which is a freaking circus of BS. I mean, let's be honest. Democrat and Republican, our government is full of crap, which is another thing that we're going to have to take care of. I feel like it's personally our responsibility. I'm 38. My generation, millennials, it's our responsibility to start taking the reins and changing things ourselves. And I mean literally us. I mean literally us regular people that's out here in the world, actually living in this world, actually knowing what needs to happen, actually knowing what could help, and actually having compassion. And I haven't been groomed for these high-paying jobs, getting paid by corporations and things like that. And some of us that have integrity, you know what I'm saying, not to take that money and to go out there and actually try to change somebody's lives for the better. There's a whole bunch of things that need to be different. We should be changing laws. You know what I'm saying? That no politician should be paid. Why in the world do we live in a country that allows politicians to be paid by corporations at all? That makes no sense whatsoever at all. And as Americans, we just, clasp our hands and tell ourselves it makes sense. It does not make sense. It makes no sense whatsoever for politicians to get paid by private companies in any capacity. Literally, it should be illegal. And anybody that takes anybody that takes any money from corporations, I don't care whether it's campaign money, but God knows, professional, like money directly to your pocket, that should be illegal. And the fact that it's not, excuse me, is a joke. But I don't know what we expect from our government when we allow things like that. So, I mean, at this point, the solution, there's plenty of them, but I mean, we got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to do it. Like, one, I'll tell you another reason this frustrates me, because as a black man, I have a gun. I have my permit for it. The whole reason I've held off on getting it concealed to keep it a band with y'all is because of Philando. Because in my mind, if I have my concealed on me and I do the exact same thing Philando did, suppose I'm not here for my son and my daughter. My son needs me. For y'all that don't know, my son got special needs. When I think about that, I'm like, bruh, what if something goes wrong? I'm gonna do everything right. I'm gonna give him respect. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna hand him what he asked for. All of these things. But that's one of the things that, like, when people talk about the talk, that's one of the things that our white brothers and sisters don't have to worry about. It's never a thought in their mind about how you have to interact with the police. But there's a whole demographic of Americans in this country that feel like when black people are talking about those things, they think we're making it up. You know what I'm saying? Like how you need to interact with the police, be respectful, do this, do that. And then you have all of these rules that you pass, which is the exceptional Negro syndrome anyway, or tied to it, but that's another conversation. You know what I'm saying? You do all of these things right and you still could end up dead. And not only are you going to end up dead, but it's not going to be justice for it. The chances of the person that killed you or took your life because they were afraid, it completely makes your fear erroneous. If they're scared, you being scared matters not. It doesn't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? As long as they're scared, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what you did to scare them. You know what I'm saying? If you raise your voice, if your fingernail popped off, if you didn't want to turn your music down, Sandra Bland, you know what I'm saying? You get into a back and forth. It's all what they want, and they can do whatever they want to in that moment, and they will not face punishment, and they're not gonna lose their job. That's a problem too. That's something that needs legislation too. Whether it's gonna happen or not, I mean, I don't know. Americans are, we let whatever fly whenever we want. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, some of the things that we allow in this country as voters and as people that can run for office ourselves. So, I mean, I don't want to ramble about it. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to shut myself down, but I'm also trying to get it out because I definitely have more to say. But I would need literally a whole show just to talk about that. just to talk about what happened with Buffalo, because it made me that upset. It really made me upset. It was hard for me to go to work. It was not. I went to work, but it was hard for me to be mentally straight. And if I was to tell somebody that, they think I was making it up. I just wanted a day off. That's another thing that doesn't get understood. You know what I'm saying? In the workplace, we can't bring our grief to the workplace and be like, yo, this was crazy. I'm really having issues getting my thoughts together because I'm seriously concerned. Like, literally, if you know what I'm saying, even in this situation, suppose I got my gun on me. This dude got tactical gear on. So maybe I need to get tactical gear to go to the grocery store too. Maybe I should get grenades. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I should just be a walking arsenal everywhere I go. That way, it don't matter what pops up. You know what I'm saying? At least they got tactical gear, I got tactical gear. They got a handgun, I got a handgun. They got an AR, I'm gonna carry AR too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just be strapped to the teeth. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming out the hole. I'm going to Kroger with looking like John Wick, bro. Like, that's why not? You know what I'm saying? At this point, that's the safe way to be, bro, because you can get shot at a grocery store, you can get shot at a school, you can get shot in a mall. You get it doesn't matter where you can get shot in your car, you get shot walking outside in the world, you can get shot minding your business doing anything, you know what I'm saying, nowadays. All because you're black. Like, just because you're standing around, just because you happen to be breathing somewhere. Because somebody hates you. You didn't do anything to them, you don't know them. But somebody hates you. And it's okay for them to kill you because they hate you. And I know people are gonna say, well, it's not okay. They took him into custody. He didn't need to go into custody. To me. But I'm gonna stop myself before I say something I shouldn't. I pray for those families sincerely and their hearts and their strength, and I pray that God very sincerely consoles them because I cannot imagine the pain that they're in. I cannot imagine the pain. My grandma went to the grocery store earlier today. Suppose my grandma had been in that grocery store, somebody came in there gunning. My first thought is to go kill whoever's around. You know what I'm saying? Whoever, point me to who possibly did it, and we're gonna let all the clip go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cannot imagine. I literally cannot imagine that type of pain and grief that somebody's got to carry and live with for the rest of their life for their loved one minding their business and going grocery shopping. And the government in this country will do nothing about it. So just think about that. Ain't gonna be no laws passed. We've got over 400 years of history of this happening to black people, and ain't been no laws passed. They still debating an anti-lynching law. 2022. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we could talk about solutions another day. I had to get this stuff off my chest. I still could go. I really could. I'm sure y'all know I could. But I'm going to stop. I'm going to digress. I don't know what we're going to do for the topic next week yet. We might put a poll up again, you know what I'm saying? So y'all can vote. Tell us what you want to do. I did put the poll up earlier, about an hour ago. I put the poll up. So y'all can go vote on who had the best list. Obviously me, duh. But anyway, the list is up. You can go vote now. Thank y'all for rocking with me. For those who are still watching, thank you. Look, I think most of y'all that follow my page on Facebook, or have talked to me or seen me talk, know, look, if y'all need to talk, I'm opening this up because I stay busy because of my son and other stuff that I'm doing. But if you want to talk, if you need to talk about this or something else, man, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Hit me a messenger. If I can push the time around, bro, I'll try to be there for you. I ain't no therapist. Don't get it twisted, okay? I'm not a therapist, so don't, you know what I mean? Don't expect me to be able to fix everything, but I do know how to pray. and I do care, you know what I'm saying? But I'll digress. Love y'all. See y'all next week. Thank y'all for watching the show. And please tell people about the show so we can subscribe, get our subscribers up. It's been growing steadily, but I feel like we can really hit and really take this show to another level, man. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. See y'all next week.